The Perceptrader Expert Advisor is my favorite. Here is one of my many accounts running the Perceptrader, and this one has been going for 121 days. It started off at $1,000 and is currently up 23%. This is a real account, and I am running the 6 different currency pairs that come with the Perceptrader. And from a win factor perspective, I've seen a 69% win with an average win slightly smaller than the average loss. I am trading this at 0.01 lot size, which is the smallest, and I've seen 2 reasonably big drawdowns in the time that I've been trading it at about $150 back in September and early October. Here are all the historical trades. You can see my deposit of $1,000 back in July, and most of the trades are fairly low at 0.01 lot size. But remember, this is a grid martingale expert advisor, so the biggest lot size that I've seen personally is 0.14 on the Aussie New Zealand and New Zealand USD. In the past 121 days, I've seen a total of 249 trades, which is about 1 trade or 2 trades per day, but sometimes you will go days without trading. This is an expert advisor sold by Valery and there is an option to download and try the expert advisor for free for 2 weeks. And this one does have an AI filter in it where you can use ChatGPT or Bard. The Myfxbook link that I showed you before, there is a no ChatGPT filter on it. It is just using standard mode, but you can use it if you want. And I will show you down below where she's got her Myfxbook results. The first public account is the unique mode with no limits, and this one is a real account with a live update. This one started off at $5,000 and is currently up 232% since August of 2019. From a drawdown perspective, the vendor has 21.96%, and in this chart here you're looking at 12.5%. So let's look at the biggest one as a better source. And if you look at the list of currencies that the vendor has, they're the same 6 that I am also trading. And her statistics, the average win is $10, which is slightly smaller than the average loss. So similar statistics to me. And the longs at about 65 to 66%. Same consistency as mine. The vendor also has 2 open trades open. These are currently trading at 0.02 lot size, and if we go switch to the history, way back when the vendor first started, she was more aggressive, starting at 0.04 lot size. So the risk on this account has actually decreased since she started. The second account is also unique mode, but instead of 6 pairs, we're looking at 5 pairs now, and there is an AI filter. So this one started earlier this year in May 2023 with $700, and this one is at 70% gains, which means this account is on fairly aggressive settings, which is why there is a big drawdown here of about 65%. And looking at this chart, it seems to agree at 65%. And we look at the summary in terms of the different currency pairs. So the pound Swiss franc is excluded from here because that currency pair requires more margin than these other ones. And from an account perspective, the average win again is slightly smaller than the average loss, and the win rate slightly higher here with about 67% to 75% win rate. And this account is trading fairly aggressively with a lot size of 0.02, which is very aggressive for a $700 balance account. The last public account is using the standard mode, same the one as mine, and the vendor has 5 pairs, whereas I am personally trading 6 pairs. And this one started off at $400 and is up 168%, and also started off in May 2023. The drawdown is 34.99%, which looks to be very aggressive settings, and that's the same on this chart here. The trade statistics, again, average winner smaller than the average loss, and win rate slightly lower here at 64 to 69%. And again, we are excluding the pound Swiss franc from the list of currencies here. And the vendor's lot size is 0.02, which is very aggressive for this size of account. There are many strategies that you can use with this expert advisor, but I'm just going to talk you through the 6 main strategies. The first one being a unique mode or standard. From there, you can split off into using a ChatGPT filter, a BARD filter, or no filter. Those are the 6 main strategies. Whether you choose unique mode or standard mode depends on if you're using your own money, where you can use standard mode, or unique mode, where you're using it on a prop firm or Darwin-X, where you need to have different trades as somebody else. And then the filters is really on your own personal preference. From my testing, I prefer no filter. I found that the returns versus drawdown much better, but everyone will have different results because of unique mode. I'm logged onto my VPS, and because this one is a live account, I do put it on my New York City servers, which is the best VPS that I have personally used. And this one's not too big. It's got 2.6 gigs of RAM, and you can see it's at 35% with a lot of different MT4 and MT5 terminals. You can see at the bottom, and the CPU is fairly low at 15 to 20%. This is the MT4 terminal running the Perceptrader AI. Notice I have it on the M5 timeframe and only one chart attached, even though it trades 6 different currency pairs. I'll show you my settings. Most of this is default settings. I've changed it to fixed lot of 0.01, and scrolling down, the next setting I changed was the suffix. So on the left here, you can see with my currencies, it's got a .i on the end. So to make it work on this broker, I put a .i in the suffix field. The next thing I changed was a standard mode. I personally prefer standard mode. With all my testing that I've done so far, I found standard mode gives the biggest return compared to the drawdowns. Currently, I have 3 trades open, and if I go to the account history, you can see every single trade that I have taken. A lot of them have a hit take profit, which is what you'll see in the green as I scroll down further to the today. Please understand that this is a grid martingale expert advisor. So you see here when there are multiple trades, here we're in an uptrend and the expert advisor has placed a sell trade, and when the price goes against you, another sell trade is placed. So you can exit with a profit with both of them combined in about in the middle point of both of these trades. And you can see the grid aspect happening all over the place. Here is now the sell trade. Sometimes you will see a winner by itself. For example, right here, this is our buy trade and it hit take profit. So the grid aspect wasn't needed in this scenario. So this kind of trading style does require mean reversion type of currencies, which is why these specific currencies that the vendor has provided has worked best historically. And drawdowns can be big with this expert advisor. Here you can see there are 4 open trades, and the biggest one being 0.04, and they all come out in profit. Looks like about a 25% retracement to come out of profit here. You need to understand that the weakness for this expert advisor is big trends without much of a pullback. Here are on the New Zealand US in October 2023, where I saw the biggest drawdown, and I'm trading here at 0.01 lot size, and this trend right here was a 125 pip move without much of a retracement. Here we're retracing back about 26 pips, which ended up in profit when you combine all these trades together. And this move right here was the move that caused a $150 floating loss, trading on 0.01 lot size. For this particular account, this is my public account and I do have it on fairly aggressive risk settings, but on my personal account, I have it on low risk settings. To understand what kind of returns we would expect on low risk settings, let's go over to Backtesting. And here I've got a Ugo Markets demo account, MT5, and I'm going to trade the past year. So today is the 16th of November, so exactly 1 year since today. We're going with every tick, and I'm going to have a $3,000 account with 1 to 1,000 leverage. For the settings, I'm going to leave it as the default with low risk set, and the only thing I'm going to change is the trading setup. Instead of unique modes, I'm going to use standard mode and start. In the past year of trading, we've made $504, which is about 16% of 3,000, with a drawdown of 7.52%. Those numbers are pretty good for me, but I know some other people are a bit more aggressive, so I'm going to rerun the test on mid-risk settings, again on standard mode. Medium risk settings gives us a $843 profit versus a $471 drawdown. Next test is on significant risk, which is 1% load. Significant risk is a 2,000 in profit with a 1,100 drawdown. And last of all, high risk, which is a 1.5% load, which gives us a $3,700 profit and a $1,500 drawdown. Please don't take this as a recommendation. Just because my favorite is Pi in standard mode with a no filter, that doesn't mean it's appropriate and right for your personal trading style.